there's a bit of a knot right there, so I'm going to take that off. Now, making mice ornaments is fairly easy because all you have to do is make this simple teardrop shape. And if you have a nice clear piece of pine 2x2 or something, any kind of wood works. You just have to have scrap pieces of leather for the ears and a piece of wire for the tail. You could do the eyes with a marker. I use some marker on the nose to make them black, make the nose black, and just a wood burner 2 dots at the writing tip that I have. So I'm just going to leave a little ball on the end of him for his nose. So I just put 2 equal lines here. One marks the ears, one marks the eyes. This is just so I can get the ears centered to each other, so one isn't farther back than the other when I drill the holes. And for the ears, I just cut out little teardrop shapes, and I kind of fold them in half and put them in the holes that I drill. And I glue the ears in the holes with CA glue. Now, it's not an exact science. You can put the ears back farther on the body if you like. You can make them bigger or smaller. It's totally up to you. If you make really big ears, it might look like a little Dumbo mouse. But I kind of made mine, I think they're about half an inch, 3/4 of an inch in length. And as you can see, the holes I drilled weren't exact either. It's not a big deal. These little mice flew off my craft table. So I'm just adding a little coat of friction polish here, and I should not have touched the nose, but I will sand that off in a minute, just so I can put the black marker on his nose. So I don't worry about polishing up the friction polish that I'm putting on. I just want to make a coating to keep the fingerprints off of them. So I've resanded his nose to get that friction polish off, and I'm just touching it with a black Sharpie while it's running, and it gives a nice black finish. So I still have a little piece of 2x2 pine in here, a little bit left over on the end, so I'm going to make a little hedgehog. So these little ornaments are very beginner friendly. It's all spindle work. Doesn't have to be made out of 2x2s, could be bigger, could be 4x4s, or you could just pick up branches in the park and make them out of any kind of branch you find. You just have to remember they will be hanging on a tree, so they have to be fairly lightweight so they don't bend the branches down. Or you could put them on the sander and sand a flat on the bottom so they actually sit on the desk. So this is the hedgehog that I made, and I am just using the little tip. It's a razor tip here. You can see how thin it is. And all I'm doing is just making little tick marks. Some will be lighter than others. Some will be darker. Just random. Just like that. They don't all have to be exactly straight. Just like that. And I already drilled the hole here for the little eye screw that goes in there. So I know that's the top. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring these down to just over halfway down. So I'll be in here somewhere. Okay, so I just go all over, random. I will darken that up in a minute, but I do overlap the corner just a little bit. Like maybe a 1/4 inch, but you have to do it proportional to the body. If you do a bigger hedgehog, you'll probably want to go farther down the face. And because this is pine, you will get darker spots and lighter spots, but that's okay. That just adds to the look of the little hedgehog. There, see, and you don't really see that sharper corner there. So I'm just going to go over this a little bit. If you slow down your draw, you'll get darker marks. Just adds to the texture. Just bring it around his butt, his little butt here. Now the faster you go with your burning tool, the more it cools off. So if you go slower, you will get darker lines. So you have to kind of play with the temperature setting. And the different types of wood makes a difference. Harder wood takes a little bit longer to burn. And if you pause for a little bit, you might want to go faster when you first start because that tip will get hotter from sitting. You want thick and thin little spikes on them. And you want to kind of go all in the same direction. And that heavy breathing you hear is my dog. He's laying on the couch beside me, snoring. Not quite snoring, but you know. And the other one is outside during the winter weather. She likes to sleep on the couch out there. So there is the hedgehog hair. So let's turn that one off. Switch burners. And this one, I do the eyes. The eyes on the hedgehog are fairly close to his nose. Now I just want to make sure I get this kind of in the center. And I will just do this. I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit. There. My eyes are not quite equal there. One's bigger than the other. So there we go. It's little eyes. Big eyes. And they have tiny little nostrils. Just touch it. There. And there's my hedgehog. And the mouse is basically done the same. I don't put the hair on. I just left them plain. Drilled a little hole in here for the wire and swing it around so it hangs over the top, and you can hang it on the tree from his tail. And I will show you pictures at the end of the video, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.